The teams are in for the big Dreamtime game at the MCG, and there are some changes for the Bombers, including a debutant, young Angus Clarke. We're going to go through all of that in this video right now. If you like this channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. About 67% of the people watching are not currently subscribed. It helps the YouTube algorithm when you do so. It will ensure you never miss a video. It only takes 1 second to do so. And unlike your Netflix subscription, it's totally free. So I'd appreciate it if you could do that right now. So who is Angus Clarke? For those that don't know, for those that may have heard the name, know that he was drafted but don't know a lot about him. Maybe you haven't been following the VFL. Well, he's 18 years old. He's from South Australia, a small farming town in South Australia's southeast, about 4.5 hours from Adelaide. He grew up on his family's dairy farm. His football journey began with East Gambia Football Club, and he progressed to play for Glenelg in the SANFL. He was drafted by Essendon with pick 39. He was quite well known, or made a little bit of news in the pre-season for beating all the senior players in the time trials. So one thing about Angus Clarke, he's got a massive tank on him, and he's got that right now, even at the age of 18, right? He can run and run and run, and I don't doubt whatsoever that that's one of the reasons, among probably a few others, why he's progressed to make his debut on Friday. He's 189 centimetres tall. He's known for his intercept marking ability. He is kind of being compared a little bit to Mason Redman. I kind of get a bit iffy when people draw comparisons because people just draw comparisons because it's easy to do so. Obviously, he's his own player, but he is kind of drafted as a defender. He has been playing the last couple of games in the VFL as a wingman. So he has strong fundamentals in terms of his skills. He's quite a versatile player. In the under-18 championships, when he was representing South Australia, he averaged 17 disposals and 3.5 marks per game. And that was over 4 matches. He's got a good ability to read the play. He's got a good ability to execute interceptions, which is such an important part of the game now. That's really where the most score sources come from is turnovers. So that if that's a skill of his, and we hope that translates to the senior team, that will be invaluable and make him a very valuable asset. He does have family ties to the AFL. He's the second cousin of Matthew Clark, the current Adelaide AFLW coach and former ruckman who played for Brisbane and Adelaide. So he's got the family connection there. So yeah, it's good. So this will be the 6th draftee for Essendon, or the 6th first gamer, should I say, who will be playing for Essendon this year in 11 matches. So that's good news. People were a little bit critical of Brad Scott for not debuting enough players last year, but you can't say that this year. 6 to go, or 6 debuted so far, and perhaps another couple still to come, you would think. As for his VFL form this year, he's played 4 games. It's really only 3 because in one of those against Werribee, he got injured in the first quarter, only had the 3 touches, and he injured his collarbone and was out for around a month or so. But against Williamstown, he had 18 disposals and 8 marks. Followed that up with the Werribee game the week after in which he got injured. He came back about a month later against North Melbourne and had 19 disposals and 6 marks. And his last game was against Sydney, where he had 16 disposals, 6 marks, 4 tackles, and kicked 1 goal, 1. The last 2 games, he looks like he was playing more on the wing or so that might give you some kind of guide as to what he'll be doing in the seniors. I guess we'll find out. So Angus Clarke, that's what you need to know about him, and good luck to Angus Clarke on Friday night. So let's have a look at the actual team lineups. Richmond first, Campbell Gray comes into the team. I predicted that one actually as a possible replacement for Noah Bolter. Morris Rioli comes in. Samson Ryan also comes into the team. Out Noah Bolter. Toby Nankervis, that's a bit of a surprise, being managed, one of their best players, their ruckman, of course, so they're significantly weakened, and Tom Lynch out. So that's 3 big outs, Bolter, Nankervis, and Tom Lynch. So there's really no excuse for the Bombers in this game. As I said, we need to kick 80 points. If we kick 80 points, Richmond are 0-26. If Richmond's opposition kick less than 80 points, since Adamuze's been coach, Richmond are 5-2. So if we kick 13 goals, we'll win this game. So the Essendon lineup in 3 changes. We have Matt Guefli coming back into the side after 2 games in the VFL. Jade Gresham comes into the team, and Angus Clarke, as mentioned earlier in this video, a little description of what he is, who he is, his strengths and weaknesses. I think he's going to be a good player for us for 10 years. I really rate this player. Out, Archer Day Wicks, perhaps not surprising. Saad El Houli is out, and Dylan Shiel is out. Shiel looks like he's been a little bit on the outer the last couple of weeks, being the sub. Not quite sure what's going on there. I thought he was in pretty reasonable form. But anyway, Shiel is out of the team. So perhaps not surprising that Gresham's in the team. It would have been the only side since the Dreamtime match started that Essendon has not fielded an Indigenous player. I'm not saying you should be picking players because they're Indigenous or anything like that. But look, at the end of the day, it's probably a good thing that he's selected. And look, he is probably in our best 23, let's be honest. Certainly before the season started, we thought Gresham was in our best 23, and he's been a little bit flaky in his form, a bit hit and miss, but he is a bit of a dangerous player, and I do like the fact of having a smaller lineup. I do think our lineup overall, generally speaking, is probably a bit tall, and I like the fact that of a smaller lineup that's a bit more, or has the potential to be a bit more chaos-based in its game plan. And I hope that's something we do going forward. I've said before, we have a possession game plan. I don't think that is compatible with finals. That doesn't matter so much this year because, look, we're not really going to be contending for the premiership. But if we are going to be a contender at some point, I think we're going to have to update our game plan, perhaps in the off-season, in a similar way to what Richmond did in 2016 going into the 2017 season, where they totally really changed their game plan from a possession game plan where they were defending with the ball to that exciting chaos game plan that won them 3 premierships. And a player like Gresham would very well be a part of more of a chaos-based game plan at some point if the coaching staff decide to implement it, as I hope they do. So if you just have a look at the Bomber lineup from full back line, you've got Andrew McGrath, Ben Mackay and Archie Roberts. You've got Mason Redman, Zach Reed and Jackson Pryor. Jackson Pryor, I think, a bit of a shout-out. I think he's got better as the season's gone on after a very slow start. I think he is now establishing himself in that back line. Dersma, Merritt and Angus Clark on the wing. Angus Clark, as I said, has been playing on the wing for the last 2 VFL games, so good to see that he has been selected on the wing and not selected as part of the interchange bench, so he won't be a sub. He will be in there from the start, so it's exciting news for him. Perkins, who's having a reasonable year, Nate Caddy and Nick Martin across the half-forward line. Kyle Langford, Peter Wright and Isaac Kako across the full forward line. And the emergencies for the 3rd week in a row, Elijah Sartis is the first emergency. Saad El Houli and Zach Johnson is the 3rd emergency. So you'd think that Zach Johnson perhaps isn't too far away from getting a game. Followers, Todd Goldstein, Jai Caldwell and Sam Durham. And on the interchange, Hobbs, Gresham, Setterfield, Laverty and Guelphy. So take your pick who the sub will be on that one. We tend to pick the sub to be a kind of running player. So, I think it's probably Hobbs or Gresham perhaps. I don't think it will be Setterfield, but it'll be interesting to see who the sub is tomorrow night. So that is the team. A 6th first gamer for the Bombers this year. Exciting news. I hope Angus Clark has a great game. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I'll be posting a review of the game when I get home from the footy tomorrow night. Hope you have a great day, everybody. And as always, go Bombers.
They all try their best, but they can't get near.